Hey there, Dr. Dave, Microdose U. So today I'm going to go ahead and tell you a story about a psychedelic bike ride that I did just yesterday. Yeah, so what I did in the morning, went ahead and did a really, really nice microdose and set out on my e-bike for a probably a couple hour ride was planned. Feeling great. It was beautiful weather. The first couple miles I rode to a really nice breakfast place and had just a wonderful breakfast. And just imagine sitting there after having microdosed, riding the bike for a couple miles and just enjoying this really good breakfast, the coffee and eggs. It was just beautiful. But then it was time to get back on my bike and continue the ride, which I did. And here's the part that's a little bit weird. And I'm not proud of this, but I'm going to share this with you. But I want to let you know the ride was awesome. I mean, I felt great. I think I dosed just enough to feel really good, but still totally be confident and in control and not in any type of dangerous situation whatsoever. I was totally fine. But the colors seemed a little more vibrant. I felt comfortable on the road. And everything was good. Everything was good until, hey there, this next part that's coming up is absolutely crazy, and I almost didn't put it in, but last minute I decided to include it. 5-second break here. If you want to know more about what we do at Microdose U, join us on Patreon. The link is always in the show notes, as well as my website, microdoseu.com. Now back to the show. I'm riding along this road. I wouldn't say it's a major road, but it's a 2-lane road going through a neighborhood. So there are definitely cars. There's some cars coming through. And all of a sudden, and there, by the way, there's a bike lane. So I'm in the bike lane. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, this little girl, which I'm going to estimate her age to be about 2 years old, no more than that. Seriously, no more than 2 years old. She came out of nowhere. She came out of some driveway or some kind of side road or something and crossed 2 lanes of traffic without looking, and then went right in front of me in the bike lane. I almost hit her. And she's on some type of a weird vehicle. I don't even know what this thing is. It's some kind of plastic 3-wheel type, I don't know, not tricycle, but I'm not sure what it was. But she's moving kind of quickly. And it's not motorized though, but she's powering it, but the girl is 2 years old or less. And if there was a car coming in the street, if there would have been a car coming, she would have been killed. There's no question. She just came right out in the street, crossing 2 lanes, and then right in front of and I'm on an e-bike, so I'm going fairly fast. And this is the part I'm not necessarily proud about. The first thing that came to my mind was I had to scream. I mean, again, I almost hit this girl. I could have really injured her badly because, again, a 6'2" guy on an e-bike going along pretty quickly, a 2-year-old girl on a little plastic 3-wheel thing, yeah, I could have really hurt her very, very badly. So the first thing that came out of my mouth, and pardon me for this, I don't get mad at me because I wasn't thinking. So again, this was kind of a reaction without thinking at all. So my brain took over, and I guess, because I was microdosing, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs, "What the fuck are you doing? Where's your mother?" Just like that. At the top of my lungs, because there was no mother anywhere near. There was no parent. There was no adult. This 2-year-old girl out on this street by herself almost got killed. And she didn't even look up. She just kept riding in the bike lane at that point. And I just kept going. It wasn't, I hate to say it, it was not my responsibility to look after this girl. Now, some people might say you should have stopped and helped her. Well, helped her do what? She was obviously, her parents must let her out and do that. It's not my responsibility, I hate to say. So I'm riding along, getting closer to my home now. And again, I've got probably 12, 13, 14 miles under my belt already. I got a couple more miles to get home. And next thing I see, there's this boy, probably about 11 or 12 years old, directing his, I guess, I'm going to just guess, older sister out of the driveway, backing up out of the driveway. And he's, saying, come on, you're okay, no cars are coming. Meanwhile, I'm coming pretty fast on my e-bike again, and this girl backs out of the driveway right in front of me. I had to put my brakes on because she didn't see me, and her brother that was directing her out of the driveway didn't see me either. So again, within 5 minutes, I almost hit 2 different people that were totally careless. And again, the thing that came out of my brain, out of my mouth was, what the fuck are you doing? Now, her windows were up. I don't even know if she ever heard me. But again, remember, this was without thinking. When you're in a situation like this, you don't really think. You don't think, well, what should I say? I need to think about this carefully. No, when you're in a situation and your sympathetic nervous system takes over and you're almost going to crash and you're almost going to hit a 2-year-old girl and you're almost going to hit a car, you don't think about what you're going to say. You just blurt out the first few words you think, and especially if you're microdosing, probably that. I didn't have any filter. I just said again, I said to her, what the fuck are you doing? Pretty loudly. After that, I uneventfully rode the last 2 to 3 miles back to my house. No more situations like that. But I do want to tell you this. The psychedelic bike ride was great. Forget about those 2 little instances at the end. It was great. I mean, again, I took a nice microdose, got on my bike, felt totally confident, felt totally in control, stopped off for a nice breakfast. I was, and some of you might think, well, it's an e-bike, so he doesn't have to pedal. No, you can set it for any level you want. So I make sure I get a good workout. So I'm not just pedaling easily. I'm definitely working fairly hard. The good thing about an e-bike is you can do whatever you wanted to do. So if you approach a long, big hill and you're tired, you're fatigued, and you don't really want to put all the energy into it, then you crank up the motor a little bit, and you still have to pedal. This is a pedal assist e-bike. But then you let it do its thing, and it assists you. It assists you in a situation where if you want to go up a steep hill or whatever. I love my e-bike. I've had it for several years now. I wouldn't ride any other bike right now, to tell you the truth. I've had all kinds of bikes throughout my life. I've been a bicyclist for decades and decades, and I've ridden all kinds: road bikes, gravel bikes, trail bikes, mountain bikes. My e-bike I love, and maybe because I'm older now, and it's comfortable. You get on and you just ride, and it's just the greatest thing, especially if you do a little microdose. Microdosing I found is very good for athletics, for sports. I microdose before I go to the gym sometimes. I microdose before I go skiing. I microdose before I take a nice walk. It's just a wonderful way to start off an exercise session, or some type of fitness thing that you're doing, or even out for a walk or gardening. It's just a wonderful thing. So I wanted to share this with you. Again, I know there are going to probably be a few haters. You're a horrible person. You yelled at a 2-year-old. Again, like I said, you don't think. You just do when you're in that situation. So don't come down too hard on me, guys. I also want to say this, that you are very valuable. I really appreciate you watching me or listening, whatever way you're doing this, and you matter a lot to me, and you matter a lot to everybody else here at Microdose U. I'm Dr. Dave. I will see you on the next episode.